President Trump complained that he was treated unfairly with respect to access to the classified information that was at the heart of the Florida case, that he wasn't able to review the materials at the heart of the trial because of restrictions imposed by the government that required him to only review the materials, you know, on your turf. Is that something that your office did intentionally?
I think this may be one of those subjects that may be in the final report in Florida, so I don't think I can get into that.
Okay.
I'm not sure it is, but it may be, and I just want to exercise caution.
So I have some questions along this line. If that's going to be your answer, I understand that. So I'll just...
If you can point to a public filing where this has been discussed, I'm happy to comment on the subject in the public filing, because I think my understanding is it's pretty clear that I'm allowed to discuss public filings, and so if there is a public filing you're aware of, I'm happy to address that to the extent I can recall it.
Okay.
I want to answer your questions as much as I can. I just don't want to run afoul of this injunction.
The heart of the question is, you know, he had a skiff at Mar-a-Lago that was decommissioned when he was no longer president, but during the pendency of the case, it would have been relatively easy for him to get that skiff at Mar-a-Lago back up and running. And, you know, he indicates that your office blocked that and, you know, required him to only look at the classified documents, only talk with his attorneys about the content of the classified documents in a DOJ skiff. So, and that puts us, you know, a remarkable burden on him, especially given all the other cases that he was defending.
Okay, so if there is a public filing about this, I am happy to discuss this with you. I just want to make sure that there's a public filing, so I'm not running afoul of anything in the injunction.
See if we can get it quickly.
Sure,
If not,
of course.
maybe we'll move on.
Yeah, and then we can come back.
2 hours later.
These are exhibits relating to
Thank you.
what I referenced during our last hour about President Trump's access to classified information. Was it your understanding that the skiff that was in existence at Mar-a-Lago before President Trump, you know, left office, was it your understanding that there was a possibility they could have recommissioned that skiff?
Can I just take 1 minute to look at this?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for allowing me to look at that.
Sure. So you would agree if an individual, not necessarily President Trump, is being prosecuted for mishandling classified information and is going to trial, you would agree that you know, putative defendant would have ought to enjoy the ability to discuss the charges in a skiff with his lawyer, correct?
Yes.
Have an ability to review the documents in question in an environment with his lawyer, correct?
In a skiff, yes.
Right. Now, if, you know, in President Trump's case, he had a decommissioned skiff at Mar-a-Lago, correct?
I am not sure about that. That may be true. I don't recall that, but I'm not, if there's a filing that says that.
Do you have any recollection, did the defense ask that, you know, the skiff be recommissioned or a secure area at Mar-a-Lago be established so that he can have these communications with his lawyer?
What I recall is that there was a skiff at some point at Mar-a-Lago, or a temporary skiff sort of thing. When you say decommissioned, I didn't know that there was anything like a skiff, unless you can show me something otherwise. I don't remember there being a skiff like there that was like there but not being used. I'm not sure, and again, maybe that's my recollection, but our position about this is reflected in this filing, and it's in sum that the government was not aware of any case in which a defendant had been permitted to discuss classified information in a private residence. And this would be exceptional treatment consistent with the law. I'll just add one other thing that might be helpful is we did work with the FBI to make Donald Trump's review of classified information at the skiff, and I think it was in Miami, more convenient and easier. I do recall having conversations to do that. We did oppose him having classified documents at his home and social club, which is the same place where he was keeping these illegally. So that is accurate.
Right, but if a skiff was established, I mean, this isn't just any normal person. This is the former president of the United States, now current president of the United States. And, you know, if a skiff could be recommissioned at the Mar-a-Lago residence, I mean, why would you have an issue with that?
Well, I think you just hit on it. Any normal person. He should have the same rules as everybody else. And he, at this time, was a private citizen. And I'm not aware of any private citizen in a litigation, no matter how important a person they are, no matter how busy they are, being allowed to have a skiff in their home for their convenience. Again, I think my recollection is we worked to make his review of classified documents at the skiff, and I think it was in Miami, more convenient, and we did that, but I did not think it was appropriate because I think he should be treated like anybody else.
Okay.